My aim for Unit 3 was to create a strong body of work for future applications and opportunities. I wished to leave Chelsea feeling strong and confident in my practice and concepts. The problem with this, however, was that my sculptural practice had developed so intensely alongside my time here at Chelsea. I had gotten so used to the constant cookhouse shows and exhibitions. I had developed a process in which I would create work on site, in and for a gallery space. When lockdown happened, therefore, my practice felt massively hindered, and anticipation of future lockdowns have left me feeling very nervous. Because of both of these problems, I felt like, during Unit 3, I had to either change my process of creation or to create my own space and opportunity in which I could work for and exhibit in. With the help of my new studio space, I am able to create work in which I can then edit into my virtual gallery. I wish to create a reliable space in which work can be viewed even during a lockdown, in the comfort of your own home with no issues of safety during COVID. This reliable and safe method of presenting work is humorously contrasted by its material. In the future, I wish for many artists to exhibit in my gallery space. This space offers many of its own concepts in which artists can explore. The investigation of the necessity of a white-walled gallery space, common or raw materials, virtual space, and play, alongside the development of my concepts and the creation of a strong body of work. I am doing a plumbing degree. Plumbing offers me future financial stability and a future means of funding my art practice. It also offers me a new skill and craft in which I hope I have taken to the gallery space, and an understanding of a social environment of construction as a woman, in which I hope to be developing concepts around. Working as a woman in construction, I have come to an understanding that in my course I am not seen as me, but me as symbol. My mistakes, although an integral part of learning, are coloured by an insecurity of me representing an entire gender. My work looks at presenting dysfunctional constructions and objects of human labour. Good construction goes unnoticed. You only start to notice the pipes once one begins to leak. That is, construction is so integral to the foundations of our world that we don't seem to notice it. By making them dysfunctional and placing them in a gallery space, I aim to force an air of appreciation. Placing construction objects, a job sector which is predominantly working class, into a gallery setting which is, sadly, predominantly middle to upper class, I am contrasting and questioning different categorization of work in class and environment. I make my construction works dysfunctional through the soft, malleable materials that I use: lard, mesh, hair, foam, contrasted with concrete, metal, wood, in which are reflective of both private and public aspects of work, which are traditionally gendered. If good constructions are assumed to be created by good constructors, then it's safe to assume that bad constructions or dysfunctional constructions are created by dysfunctional constructors, one unskilled and therefore heard. I have come to a realization throughout Unit 3 that my works really are a reflection of self, and my insecurities on how I'm perceived in my future field of work as a constructor, as inherently dysfunctional. This is presented, in fact, in my inability to pick up heavy machinery or even reach stuff from top shelves. I have decided to show you around my gallery and explain each individual piece and why I created them. This piece is the only piece I have created in which I use the everyday object I am reflecting upon: rakes. In other objects, I create scaffolding structures out of wire mesh and cable ties, or bricklay with lard and cement. I created this piece to exhibit the same shape as that of a high heel, with the rakes backwards so that the point is facing forwards, like the point of a high heel. The wooden pole I carved to a point, like that of a stiletto. The materials that I used, and this aggressive process of creation, were all quite masculine, and yet the shape of a high heel is one ridiculously symbolic to femininity. In the piece in the next room, I use the same process, creating a welded metal skirt in which I crawl in and out of, a cage-turned skirt and back again. Let's watch. Let's see what's upstairs. One of the main disadvantages of a virtual space is that the audience is incredibly restricted to a 2D perspective. I place these pieces on 2 rotational cardboard plinths so that the audience is able to see every perspective of this piece. It also gave this piece movement, exaggerating a bodily quality. This is a scaffolding structure in which I constructed out of wire mesh and cable ties. The cable ties look a lot like hair, which is presented in the last piece. I made this scaffolding piece dysfunctional by using soft, delicate materials in which would not be able to bear any weight. To the side of this piece are 2 strips of foam, of which are indications of the 2 wooden boards in which we usually see atop a scaffolding structure. The scaffolding structure I created was not able to hold the 2 strips of foam, so I slumped it on the floor with 2 legs splayed apart, much like a body. Let's go upstairs. I started the unit with this piece. The use of lard and cement, to me, was quite bodily, the fat of lard surrounding hard but not unbreakable, concrete-like bones. But I came to a realization of its connotations between private and public aspects of work, in which is traditionally gendered. During Unit 3, I presented David Mook's performances in this gallery space. His exhibition, A Full English Brexit, presented the ridiculousness of the handling of Brexit and a questioning of what it even means to be English. His playful performances fit perfectly in this cardboard gallery space, which looks quite dollhouse-like. With my newfound skills in Photoshop and green screen, I have a confident future with the Cardboard Box Gallery, in which can exhibit any form of art